Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in as we explore one of the most alarming developments in the Middle East, Israel under fire. Iran's massive missile barrage sparks all-out war across the Middle East. Over the next several minutes I want to break down how we got here, what's happening now, what each side claims, and what the possible consequences could be. Tensions in the region have simmered for years. Iran's support for proxy groups like Hezbollah, Hamas, and militias in Syria, Iraq, and Yemen has long been a source of friction. Israel, maintaining that such support threatens its security, has periodically launched airstrikes, covert operations, or sabotage missions in response. But what we're witnessing now is a shift, a move from shadow conflict to open confrontation. The immediate spark was Israel's strikes on Iranian military and nuclear sites. Tehran viewed those as aggressive and unacceptable and responded decisively. It launched a massive missile barrage, not just a token retaliation but something meant to send a signal. Over 100 ballistic missiles and aerial drones were fired toward Israel, targeting both military installations and civilian areas. Israel's air defenses, Iron Dome, David's Sling, Arrow systems, sprang into action. Many missiles and drones were intercepted. But some got through. Infrastructure was damaged. Residential neighborhoods were hit. Casualties were reported. Among the more harrowing strikes was one on Soroka Medical Center in Beersheba. A hospital hit in a missile exchange that raises grave legal, moral, and strategic questions. In many cities, people sought refuge underground or in shelters. Daily life came to a near standstill, schools, businesses, public transit all affected. The psychological toll is immense. A citizenry under the constant threat of missile alerts, sirens, and uncertainty. On the Israeli side, the response was swift and forceful. Strikes targeted key Iranian infrastructure, power plants, oil facilities, military installations. Tehran's leadership justified its missile barrage as a necessary and lawful response, a defense of its sovereignty and dignity in the face of what it called repeated Israeli aggression. On the diplomatic front, this conflict has captured the world's attention. Major powers are calling for restraint. The United States, parts of Europe, and regional actors have warned that deeper escalation could pull in Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and Gulf states. Already, militia groups sympathetic to Iran or aligned with it are promising retaliation or support. The environment is fragile. Analysts suggest the damage from the barrage, while real, has been somewhat limited. Israel's defense systems held up under significant pressure. Many attacks were deflected or destroyed before they reached their targets. But no system is perfect, and every breach carries meaning, both symbolic and tangible. One important point is that the cost is not purely fishy. Civilian life, infrastructure, communications, energy supplies, these are all at risk in protracted conflict. The longer this continues, the more strain on health systems, the supply chains, the economy. The war's impact will ripple beyond immediate destruction. This escalation also changes strategic calculations. Iran has demonstrated it is willing to launch direct attacks on Israel, not just through proxies. That shifts the balance in the region. Israel, in turn, may feel compelled to adopt even more drastic measures to deter further attacks, possibly expanding its theater of operations deeper into Iranian territory. Another danger is miscalculation. In a heated conflict environment, a stray missile, a faulty intelligence read, or an unintended confrontation between naval vessels or air forces could widen the war beyond either side's original intent. Regional actors could get sucked in, even if unintentionally. We should also consider external involvement. Countries with strategic interests in the Middle East, Russia, China, the US, have stakes. They may choose to intervene diplomatically, economically, or even militarily. Their alignments, supply of weapons, intelligence support, or naval presence could tip the scales. A worrying possibility is escalation via other fronts. The northern border, Hezbollah in Lebanon, is a wild card. Syria's airspace and territory might be used. Iraq, already home to Iran-aligned militias, could see increased activity. And don't forget Yemen. The Houthis have previously launched strikes aimed at Israel from afar. This war could widen fast. Then there's the question of nuclear escalation or targeting critical infrastructure. If Israel or Iran decide to strike energy grids, major dams, or oil production sites, that could represent a further leap in intensity. Each side has threatened consequences. These lines, once crossed, are hard to recross. What options remain for de-escalation? Back-channel diplomacy, mediated ceasefires, third-party guarantees, regional pressure, all are possible. But given the intensity of emotions, pride, and stakes involved, it's unclear whether either side will step back willingly. If war continues, the humanitarian cost will accelerate. Civilian populations trapped in conflict zones, disrupted services, refugee flows, medical supply shortages, and regional economic collapse are all plausible outcomes. The longer the war drags on, the harder a peace or settlement will be to negotiate. We are at a crossroads. The conflict has now transcended episodic strikes. It is evolving into full-blown confrontation. What happens next may decide not just the fate of Israel and Iran, but reshape alliances, influence power balances across the Middle East, and test the very nature of modern warfare and deterrence. Thank you for watching this breakdown. I invite you to share your thoughts below. Do you think this war can be contained, or are we on a path to wider regional war? Let's continue this dia.